The Hulu original series, Furious, is coming to Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus July 27th.
There are 3 victims we know of. The suspect is female, white, late 20s.
Female serial killers
Kill for power, control. I believe there's a deeper motivation here.
You have no idea who you're dealing with, and you are going to end up dead.
I've been waiting for you.
Watch the Hulu original series, Furious, on July 27th. Streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
This is True Crime Tradies. Listener discretion is advised. Pussies.
Welcome back to True Crime Tradies. I am JB, and as always, I have my co-host and best friend, Chris. How are you?
Oh,
mate?
back to best friend status.
Well, my wife's away at the moment, so you've taken over for now.
Take that, Mrs. JB.
And we've been away with each other the last couple of weeks as well for work. So we've been spending an awful lot of time together. And we're doing this pod on a school night as well.
Yeah, I know. Very naughty. My kids thought us going away together for work was the funniest thing they've ever heard.
Yeah.
They were imagining like slumber parties and
pillow fights.
Yep.
And we're off in the bush together as well. So it really is like Brokeback Mountain 2, the second coming. You know, so hanging out with each other. And I think that's what your kids probably envisioned, just us getting up to no good. Our wives are packing us lunches that we're not eating. What does the wife pack them? Like fishing equipment, and they don't touch it. In Brokeback Mountain.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
No.
Liar.
I honestly haven't.
So how have you been going anyway this week?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Yeah, it's just been, as you said, we've just been busy with work, but everything else is going well, swimmingly, you'd say.
Yeah.
So how about
I wish
yourself?
I could say the same. Because I've
Really?
been having some eye issues lately. You probably can't tell on the pod, but I got that weird red eye thing happening. And I went to the doctor's last night because I thought I might be dying. My brain always goes there. Well, after I checked Google, I think ChatGPT said, you better go to the doctor about that. So I went, and I had something really horrible happen to me there. And I hadn't mentioned it to you today, or I had mentioned something happened to me, but I thought I'm going to save it for the pod. Because
Everything's for content now.
Everything is. Save it for the pod. I think we say it 10 times a day. But I'd gone in there, and the doctor goes to take my blood pressure. And so, you know, they wrap that thing around your arm, and I had my arm sort of awkwardly on the table in front of me. And he went and moved my arm. And as he did so, about 3 of my knuckles made contact with his penis, but really subtly, like it grazed them, all 3. It's like clunk, clunk, clunk across, and I'm just like going, oh God.
Please show me you're
he's
making eye contact with him while you're doing it.
Oh my God. Such an awkward moment. Like I felt every bit of it across the back of my knuckles and thought, I'm surprised my blood pressure didn't go through the roof.
So good. You felt every bit of it. You felt every vein.
Oh my God. And I'm sure he went home. I'm sure he went home. You will not believe what happened to me today. That was part Indian, part like a German, wasn't it? That accent
That's our style. We just
Yeah.
go for an accent and just
Mix it
fingers
up.
crossed to see what comes out.
Mate, I wish he had told me I was dying after that, because that was so awkward.
That's so funny. Did he
Oh my
say anything,
God.
or did he like?
No, it was
pull back?
it was not acknowledged, and he did not move. I think
Really?
I think he might have enjoyed it.
At least he didn't like push his hips forward a little bit more. That could
thrust
have
him
been
my
worse.
way.
Yeah.
He went home and said, "I think it moved." He's now questioning his sexuality. Oh man, what a shocker! But look, I had another thing happen while we were away as well. You've been doing the driving the last couple of days, and we hired a Bunnings yesterday and had to go fill up. And I thought, well, while I'm filling up, I'm going to do a nice thing for my mate Chris. I'm going to buy us something to share. And I get back to the ute, and I had a couple of iced coffees with me, and knowing you don't drink coffee, and you go, yeah, thanks a lot, I don't drink coffee. I go, I did buy something, and I chucked a cherry ripe your way, and your face just fucking screwed up at me. And I was like, what? You don't like cherry ripe? She's like, not really. And I'm thinking, you think you know someone. How do you not like a cherry ripe?
My wife went through a phase for years after we first started dating, and she'd always go, "Oh, do you want a cherry ripe?" I said, "You know I don't fucking like them. Stop asking me for them."
Well, I was secretly quite happy about it. I had that whole king-size cherry ripe to myself.
Yeah, I think that was your plan all along, mate.
Yeah, I always knew about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe we should get into not today's episode, but based on today's episode, I've got a bit of a juicy would you rather. And it's probably the worst would you rather we've ever had, I got to say, because this one's going to fuck with you. It's fucked with me, and I don't really know how to answer it myself. So if your wife went missing, would you rather she turned up murdered or she had run off with another man and had been cheating on you for years?
Oh, God, that is fucked. Oh, I'd have to go cheating on me, because as spiteful, as petty as you'd like to be, you don't want them dead.
No. Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree with you as well. They're dead either way, because if I find out, you know what I mean?
They're not coming back in the house, but at least they're not dead.
No, that's right. Yeah, I'd rather that, because I think you'd be shattered either way, but like at least you'd still be alive. You know?
Yeah.
Like I can recover being made to look like an idiot, but I can't really recover from burying her. You know what I mean? This is a really morbid conversation, by the way.
Either way, the locks are getting changed. No one, they're not coming home.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's true.
She's going to have to go and try and live with fucking Raphael, the pool cleaner, or whoever she ran off with. Get him to pay the bills. Good luck.
It's a pool cleaner and a plumber. Yeah, that's a fucked up situation. But I mean, there is a reason I did mention that it was to do with today's episode. And do you want to let the listeners know what we are doing today?
We are, yeah. But actually, first, I just want to do a quick shout out for the person who bought us a coffee this week.
Yes.
So a big thank you to Ryan. That was awesome. We were so pumped when we woke up that morning. We saw someone had donated again, and as we said, it's so much appreciated. It does go a long way to helping us pump out these episodes. So thanks so much, Ryan.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. First male to send us some cash. We've been looking at analytics, and majority of our listeners are female. Females just froth through crime.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I think they're taking notes to how to kill their husbands.
Yeah. It's always poison. Don't poison us.
Yeah. Did you? There was a couple of cases with I think it was eye drops because they weren't getting detected.
Really?
Yeah. So any ladies out there looking for tips? Apparently, there's a certain amount of my chair just dropped.
You've got to get a new chair, man.
I know, it's terrible. Some eye drops, and they weren't able to be detected or something.
I think the most fucked up one I heard was where she had poisoned her husband through tablets or something like that, but then they went to pharmacies around the country or state and swapped out tablets for the poison. So multiple people had died, and it looked like it was the company's fault.
Oh, shit.
Like pharma or something like that.
So they weren't purposely trying to kill multiple people, but they were trying to push the blame onto the pharmacy.
Yeah. So it was almost like collateral damage. So they let other people die, and it will take the heat away from me, because my husband just happened to die from these dodgy tablets as well. So that's got to be the most fucked up story I've ever heard as far as poisoning husband cases go.
But I'm also a little bit impressed about their their cover-up style.
Yeah. I think it was might have been a Forensic Files episode. My favorite
cool.
show.
They had some good episodes.
They did. There's over 300 of them. It's hard to remember them all, but that was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, anyway, let's get into today's episode.
Back on track. Yeah. So this week we are covering The Perfect Wife, which you can find on either Disney or Hulu, wherever you're listening from.
I got the world's greatest husband. His name is Keith. I love you.
I just got home from work and my wife wasn't there.
Do you guys believe that she was kidnapped?
It's a wonderful, wonderful life with you.
Nobody would have ever imagined that this would have blown up the way that it did.
Ain't no no sunshine when she's gone.
Woman missing out of Shasta County, 34-year-old Sherry Papini.
Only darkness every day.
She was reported missing by her husband.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
I've never seen the media scale that this garnered.
And this house just ain't no home.
No motive and vague details.
She does tend to be a little dramatic.
Anytime she goes away.
I'm coming, honey. I'm trying. Just bring her home.
Ain't no sunshine.
I have an emergency. There's a lady on the side of the road needing help.
Please, please.
After 22 days, honestly, I just expected to find her dead. But once she was discovered and seeing the injuries was shocking.
The way she looked at me, in that moment, I felt like she was lying.
There's questions that just don't make sense.
She told me that she was being drugged, and that's why she doesn't remember everything.
Sherry experienced a lot of childhood trauma.
There's so many sides to her.
You can't fake that kind of stuff.
I heard him yelling at her. He told me if I ever try and leave him, he will chop me up into little pieces and bury me in the backyard.
The more people you talk to, the more you're just back to square one.
I just want to go home.
Can someone tell the truth?
That's what you're really trying to find, is the truth.
It's a wonderful, wonderful life with.
So this one takes place back in November the 2nd in 2016 in Redding, California. And we start off with another 911 call from Keith saying that his wife, Sherry Papini, sounds delicious. Sherry Papini is missing.
Hello, can I help you?
Yeah, so I just got home from work, and my wife wasn't there, which is unusual, and my kids should have been there by now from, like, daycare. So I was like, oh, maybe she went on a walk. I couldn't find her, so I called the daycare to see what time she picked up the kids. The kids were never picked up, so I got freaked out, so I hit, like, the Find My iPhone app thing, and it said that it showed her phone, like, at our end of our street. Like, she just drove down there, and I saw her phone with her headphones because she started running again, and I found her phone, and it's got, like, hair ripped out of it, like, in the headphones. So I'm, like, totally freaking out, thinking, like, somebody, like, grabbed her. I took a picture of her phone on the ground before I picked it up.
When's the last time you heard from her?
She sent me at 10:47 asking me if I was coming home from lunch from work. And I said, sorry, long day.
What's your wife's name?
I'm going to, like, knock on every door. Sherry, S-H-E-R-R-I.
Is she white female?
Yes. They're telling me that something happened to her. Oh, my God.
So Keith is telling the operator a lot of details without being prompted, and it's usually a bit of a red flag with these missing spouse cases when someone does that. He thinks she's most likely gone for a jog and thinks she's been kidnapped because he was able to find her phone and her headphones on the side of the road somewhere. What are you thinking of this, Keith, so far?
I think he's dodgy as.
Yeah.
Instantly you think the husband did it, but also noted that he took a photo of her phone laying on the ground with the headset before he picked it up. I thought that was a bit of a red flag because that's almost like you just know something bad happened rather than she just went for a jog and she's dropped her phone.
Yeah.
Like he's instantly gone there.
Exactly, yeah. And giving too many details on that 911 call, almost trying to direct the investigation right from the start.
Yeah, I didn't like his demeanor. I don't like his face. I just think he's suspect number one.
Yep, yeah. So the cops, they head down to the Panini residence, and Sheriff Kyle Wallace asks Keith to walk him around and show him where he found the phone. Keith takes him down there, which is about a mile from their house, and it's a group of letterboxes there. Her phone is still turned on, and they're actually able to see a bunch of unanswered texts and calls, which is able to help them a lot with the timeline, because no texts or calls were replied to after 1 p.m., so you can safely assume it might have happened around that time. The detectives, they end up finding out that Sherry's wallet is still at home with all of her bank cards and over $100 in cash inside. They go upstairs and they have a look through her scrapbooking room and
Yep.
Cool. And they see mountains of photos of her and Keith. And they look like quite a loving couple from these photos at least. And they kind of reminded me of a bit of Denise and Aaron from American Nightmare. Just that sort of look, and they're quite lovey.
Yeah.
I don't understand the whole fucking scrapbooking thing. Like,
no.
When was this? 2016? Like, Instagram was out at this stage. You could just put your photos on there. Like, I don't know who they're showing these scrapbooks to. Like, other scrappers?
I don't get it either. Particularly, like you mentioned Instagram, not in this digital world we're living in now. Who says my Saturday needs it? Just needs fucking sticking photos onto coloured cardboard, you know? Okay, I can't talk actually, because I spend majority of my weekend editing this podcast, so I'm a bit lame as well. But scrapbooking, just no, it's up there with couponing. Don't get that either.
I just don't get. I mean, I can appreciate the art and crafty sort of aspect of it, but who are they showing it to? Is it just for them, or
hopefully no one? Yeah, I think it is just for them, surely.
So while they're in the scrapbooking portion of the residence, Keith says to the detective, I don't want to sound like a dick or anything, but I think she's a really attractive hot blonde. She fits the mold perfectly for a kidnapping victim. Like, what the fuck, mate? What a random thing to say. Like, so for all you non-skinny blonde listeners out there, apparently you've got nothing to worry about, according to our old Keithy boy.
No, probably not a bad thing either, because at this stage it looks like you'll end up buried under his shed. Anyway.
Yeah. Who says that? His wife's just gone missing. It's like, oh, she's very kidnappable. I'd kidnap her.
Mate, his whole demeanour throughout the start of this documentary, it's like red flags galore. We talk about red flags a lot. This one's, he's waving them constantly.
Douche alert.
Yeah.
So the police, they keep searching the house and they discover her wedding ring on the nightstand, which Keith says she removes while she runs. So it's no big deal.
Enough. Yeah.
The following day, the media at the property, along with search crews looking for Sherry, they're going out to all the expanding areas, starting from where they found her phone on the side of the road. The police said they've got no evidence of an abduction or kidnapping at this stage, which the media calls bullshit on, because this area of Reading is known for abductions and apparently a hotspot for drug cartels and sex trafficking. There have been multiple women in this area that have gone missing and never recovered. It sounds lovely.
Yeah, place to be.
Yeah.
So I've raised my family there. Where is it? Reading. Okay, stay away from Reading, everyone.
Good luck, tourism ad.
Ms. Papini was last seen wearing a pink running jacket top. She's described as 34 years old. She's a white female adult, about 5 foot 4 inches tall, 100 pounds. She has blonde hair and blue eyes. The family has not heard from her, and she is considered missing and at risk.
The police knock on some of the neighbours' doors and just ask them if they've seen or heard anything. One neighbour said no, but there's constant yelling and screaming coming from Sherry and Keith's house. Another neighbour actually overheard Keith yelling at Sherry that he was going to kill her, and says that Keith puts on a good act, but in reality, he is a fucking asshole. So he's not getting a good rap from his neighbours. And this was backed up from another person saying, you just feel a bit weird around him. Like, he's nice, but you just get a creepy feeling from him.
Yeah. Yeah, here comes fucking Karen from number 12, who's witnessed every argument that's ever happened in this neighborhood, and she's just been waiting for her time to shine.
Yeah.
You just know, it's like fucking Mrs. Mangle. They just seem to know everything about everyone in the neighborhood.
Yeah, she's got time-stamped notes and photos.
Doing scrapbooking.
Yeah. They also talk to a lot of Sherry's friends and find out from her best friend Jennifer that during a dinner around about a month ago, Sherry told her that if she ever tried to leave Keith, he would kill her, chop her up into little pieces, and bury her in the backyard. But she does admit to the detective that Sherry can be a little bit overdramatic and exaggerate sometimes. So she took these comments with a bit of grain of salt. But then she backs it up by telling him that Keith apparently hit her one time and the whole side of her face was all bruised up.
If that's true, I'm not taking that first statement with a grain of salt. Have you ever told your wife you're going to chop her up into little pieces and bury her in the backyard?
No way. Yeah.
And that's the thing. But then that along with some physical abuse in the relationship, yeah, that's not something you take with a grain of salt. So
No, definitely
I
not.
hear this and I'm like, is she bullshitting here?
Yeah, but if she's rocking a big bruise on the side of her face saying her husband's done it backs up her story.
Yeah, it's almost like the opposite. You know, usually women, when that happens, they'll come up with a lame excuse like I walked into a door, whereas she's outwardly telling people that Keith had done this to her. So very interesting, airing her dirty laundry like that. Mm.
Yeah. I mean, he does sound like a fucking piece of shit. And as we said, he's suspect number one. And the cops want to bring him down to the station for an interview. The detective questions him on the abuse allegations, and he just sort of brushes them off like they're nothing. He said, oh, yeah, the large bruise on the side of her face is when they were playing the Nintendo Wii at a friend's house. And Sherry walked past as he was swinging the remote and accidentally hit her in the face. But even though at the same time, Keith was joking around telling some of his friends he hit her because she didn't put the dishes away. But he insists, in reality, it was just an accident, and there was other friends there that could back it up.
Yeah. I could actually see me getting injured like that. Can you?
You're very prone to random injuries.
Yeah,
So.
but I'd hit myself with the Wii remote.
You would, yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the time I broke my own front tooth playing tennis? I smashed myself in the face with a tennis racket.
Oh my God, mate.
This sounds just like me.
So the police are still trying to get a bit of a feel for what Keith and Sherry's relationship was like, because on the surface it looked picture perfect, like we said.
Yeah.
But they're starting to quickly find out that it was very, very rocky, and they wanted to know just how rocky it really was.
When it's a rockin', don't come a knockin'. I knew you were going to be on board with that.
So they discovered some personal diaries that Sherry kept, and they started reading through them. She states that Keith wanted her to be a 1950s-style housewife that would cook, clean, look after the kids, and greet him at the door every day, but also wanted her to work. Don't know how that works. Okay.
No.
She wrote down that he wanted simple things done to keep him happy, like bring him a sandwich while naked. Just very simple things like that, JB.
Sandwiches aren't exactly the sexiest of foods, are they? You know, and what type of sandwich? What type of sandwich? Okay, I'm going to ask you the question. What type of sandwich would be inappropriate delivering naked?
Pickle.
I'm thinking cheese.
Why cheese?
Something about cheese and private parts just don't go together.
Okay. All right.
Made a cheese sandwich for you. Maybe a fish sandwich.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I'll stop.
Yeah. So the police are trying to get a bit of... You're all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
The police are trying to get a good idea on what type of person their victim Sherry is, but they're actually having a bit of a hard time because even her close friends would say that she'd create these different realities for different people. She would try and portray like her perfect Instagram life one day, and then the next day she'd over-dramatize something or adapt the truth to appear like as if she was a helpless victim. Keith also tells the detectives about a time where they almost got a divorce because she was texting some other dude and they were just getting a little bit too close for comfort. Keith says, unfortunately, we live in a day and age where 70% divorce rate, and it's always the guy that gets screwed by having his 401 taken away by the woman. So he ends up actually going out and getting a post-nuptial agreement written up and makes Sherry sign it.
So, I was like, we're going to get a post-nuptial. So I went out and I got one. She's like, I'll sign whatever, like I didn't mean to do this, whatever.
So this is new information and helpful. When was that?
After marriage, but before kids. And then from then on, we legally had to also keep our money separate.
So how does she get her money?
Exactly. So she was doing really well with AT&T, but she was like, go.
When was that?
Last December. So she goes, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. I got severance package. So she pays like the electric bill and the daycare. So I said, I'm not paying for daycare. If you're home every day, it makes no sense to me. And then she got a boob job. I was like, no, keep them the way they are. I think it's a stupid investment, but if it's going to make you feel good. So I wouldn't say she's very good with money. At some point, I know that's going to run out.
So if she did decide to leave,
she has nothing,
and she gets nothing.
She doesn't even own the car.
At this stage, do you think this disappearance is money motivated?
Well, based on what he just said, I'm thinking 100% it's more about control with him. Or
Yeah.
like she's done something he didn't like. That's what I'm thinking, and he's knocked her off.
And then snapped.
Yeah, maybe she was wearing socks when she delivered the cheese sandwich.
Oh, God. Oh, don't blame him then.
Something about being naked and wearing socks. This is all types
Very
of wrong.
awkward looking. Yeah. During this time, while Keith is being interviewed, there's a search team and loads of Sherry's friends out there searching for her. It looks like a fairly wooded area, and the search teams are quite concerned about bears. Not like hairy dudes in leather, but like actual bears. And local printing companies are in town. They're printing thousands of posters, and there's billboards going up as well to try and find Sherry, and they're just being plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
It's so good how these communities, they band together for someone they haven't even met as well. We see this a lot in different cases.
You do.
It's really
It's
good to see.
incredible. It's incredible. Nothing brings people together like tragedy does. You know, it's almost like my faith in humanity is restored when I see shit like this.
For sure. Yeah, that's
These
right.
close-knit towns, even though people get murdered and trafficked there, Reading might be a lovely place.
Yeah. Well, it was all over the news and social media, and even a $50,000 reward is being offered to help her.
Who puts up the 50K to here in this
know.
situation? Because it's early days. I'm sure it's not the police doing it this early, so it must be the families.
I don't know.
Yeah. We should look that up.
Yeah, we'll look into that.
Look that up. Have the information with you. When I ask you a fucking question, make sure you have all the answers, please. Because I know I do.
Who are you, Keith? Very controlling over
You're about
there,
to go
mate.
missing. I'm going to be doing this show on my own next week.
No
We'll go
nude
for a
sandwiches
run.
for you tomorrow. So the FBI are called in almost immediately to assist with the search and investigation. Online, it seems like everyone's kind of pointing their fingers at the husband, Keith. But unlike John's buddy, Scott Peterson, Keith is more than happy to appear in the media, pleading for Sherry's safe return.
I'm coming, honey. I'm trying. I'm doing everything I can. And I love you. Bring her home. Bring her home. Just bring her home.
But his appearances in the media only seem to fuel the public's suspicion of him. They feel the footage of him crying in one interview and then see him joking around on another occasion. There's just more red flags for everybody. Like people jumping to theories of life insurance money or he killed her for some other financial gain.
I thought the opposite of that, actually. I don't know about you, but I really believed Keith after seeing just how upset he was during those interviews. Like
He was very upset. That'd be very hard to fake that.
You can't fake that emotion. He's not Hugh Jackman. It's the first actor I thought of. He's Australian.
Interesting choice. Retelling, John. Versus Brokeback Mountain. Now it's Hugh Jackman. Okay.
Okay.
So just like in all the other missing person cases we've covered, there's loads and loads of tips coming in just hot and fast about suspicious characters and even psychics seeing her body buried and stuffed away in different places.
Really enjoying your emphasization on the word loads. Loads and loads. Love it.
Over 900 tips were provided. We were trying to sort through which ones were relevant, which ones weren't. At a certain point, it started to be too much.
I noticed a person who was different, strange.
There was this man who was standing across from the mailboxes and kind of odd acting.
She thought she saw a woman in the back of the camper shell, and he made eye contact with her, and it scared her because he was acting all funny.
Something about him made me think, I don't even want him knowing I live down this road.
They're running down every tip and every lead, and they're still coming up with nothing, and they're no closer to finding out what happened to Sherry. It's been about 5 days now since she went missing, and the story's all over national news.
Still no sign of a missing Shasta County mom.
And investigators say they're not ruling anything or anyone out.
Of course, suspicion naturally goes right away to a spouse. It was the husband, actually, who used the Find My Phone app to track down where his wife's phone was found. It is just that bizarre mystery. Where is Sherry Papini?
It's very evident that the police are suspecting Keith, and they want him to do a polygraph test. The detective tells Keith there's no way of differentiating the difference between a small lie and a big lie. He's going to be asking very direct questions during it, and he only wants yes or no from him. Keith looks really fidgety, and he's acting a bit odd in this, I thought. He gets strapped down to the machine, he faces away from the detective, and the questions begin.
He said he is fidgety and acting odd, but that's a fucking understatement. And he's been like this since the very first episode. He's always stretching or doing some weird shit. Did you see that bit where he's playing the drums on the back of his head? He's just standing there and he's just...
Yeah.
What's that about?
So bizarre.
What's
he's
he doing?
Just leaning all the way back
He's
in the chair with his
he's
legs
stretching.
out.
He's, like you said, he's very fidgety, which I guess that for detectives, that shows that body language. Certainly they would have been watching that going, something's not right about this
Very
cat.
telling.
So it's no wonder they're looking at him with dodgy eyes like we are.
Did you participate in any way in causing the disappearance of Sherry?
No.
Do you remember ever intentionally hurting anyone?
No.
The results come back, and Keith passes. Not only that, but the police publicly declare that they no longer view Keith as a suspect.
Yeah, I always knew he was innocent right from the get-go.
I could tell. I could tell you're there. So they want to take a little bit more of a closer look into Sherry's background and find out a little bit more about her upbringing. She grew up in a really volatile house with a lot of drinking and drug use going on, and apparently also physically abusive to Sherry and her sister. At 16, she ran away from home and was couch hopping in the LA area. A little later in her late teens or early 20s, she got engaged to this ex-ice hockey player that was apparently the goalie for the Ducks? Is it the Mighty Ducks? I thought that was just a movie.
The Ducks. No, I don't know. Not too big on NHL. So
No. So this guy's name was James Reese, and he was also abusive to Sherry. This poor chick, she just can't catch a fucking break with the abuse. So this guy, James, he's definitely someone for the police to look into as well.
Yeah, can I just say something here? Because I think they mentioned this in the documentary. I think it was his family that said he was playing for the Ducks. So I looked into this so-called NHL career.
Oh, his highlight video?
His highlight video. But he never played for the Ducks. And the only thing I could find on him was this minor league page where it says, James, was it Rays?
Yeah, Reese.
Reese.
Like
James
that, yeah.
Reese, yeah. James compiled a career record of 0 wins, 0 losses, and 0 ties with the Long Beach Ice Dogs. He played during the 2003 season. But that's it. So they talked him up like he's this professional ice hockey player, and you can't find shit about him on the internet. So
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a bunch of NHL fans at the moment going, never heard of him.
Oh, God, I was going to watch the Mighty Ducks to look for him.
Emilio Estevez, what a classic.
It was a classic. So good. So it's day 10 of the search for Sherry, and they feel like they've done as much as they can with the search teams on the ground. So now they're really focusing on the surveillance cameras in the area, as well as combing through her cell phone to look for clues. They actually do find something of interest on her phone, and they track down a guy that they want to talk to, named Donovan Misk.
Misk or Misky? Every time I see a surname, I have to pronounce it phonetically. Like, there's no silent letters when it comes to surnames with me. Misky.
Still no sign of a missing Shasta County mom.
And investigators say they're not ruling anything or anyone out.
Of course, suspicion naturally goes right away to a spouse. It was the husband, actually, who used the Find My Phone app to track down where his wife's phone was found. It is just that bizarre mystery. Where is Sherry Papini?
Sherry and Donovan were texting right up until the day that she went missing, trying to arrange a hookup between them because Donovan was apparently going to be in town for work. But it seemed like from the texts that the timing didn't really match up, so the little meet-up hookup probably didn't go through. It's very clear in the text between them that they both not only wanted a random hookup, but they both saw a life together if she could leave Keith. So maybe they're looking for a runaway wife now? Maybe? Probably not, because we wouldn't be doing a 3-part doco just for a woman leaving the husband.
No, that's true. And oh man, how mad would you be if you invested 3 hours of your life watching this documentary to just find out, yeah, she just ran away with some dude? That would be terrible. I got to say also with this bit here that yes, Keith has been cleared with a polygraph and they've cleared him just based on that. Well, we're assuming that now, but what if he had found these text messages? Because this would be the perfect motive. Him finding about this affair and him knocking her off. So I found that very odd that they were able to just dismiss him as a suspect, clear him so early in the investigation.
Definitely, yeah. So the police and the FBI are still at a loss of what happened to Sherry until Thanksgiving. 22 days after her disappearance, there's a 911 call made.
911 emergency, what are you reporting?
Hi, I have an emergency. There's a lady on the side of the road needing help.
Okay. Okay, sir, take a deep breath. Do you know what's wrong with her?
She's saying that she got kicked out of her boyfriend's... Her name is Sherry Panini. Papini.
What's wrong with her? Ask her what's wrong with her.
What's hurting? You're chained up.
Can I talk to her?
Here.
Please, Sherry, I need you to listen to me. Listen to me. Are you chained up?
Yes.
Okay, take a deep breath, sweetie. Who chained you up? Do you know the person or were you kidnapped?
I don't know. I never saw her face.
Listen.
I want to call my husband. I want to...
How did you get chained up? What happened?
He took me.
Who took you? Do you know?
No.
Okay. Where were you taken from?
Ready.
Deep breath.
I can't see very well.
I understand. Do you know how someone took you? How did they get you out from Ready?
It's hard to hear Sherry properly on the call because she's understandably frantic. But when asked about the kidnapper, she said she never saw her face. Very interesting that the kidnapper was a woman.
Yeah. And what was interesting about this call too is when the caller mentioned she was with her boyfriend or the boyfriend did this, and you can hear her just like quickly correct him and screaming at him like, no, not my boyfriend. And I found that interesting. Like, where did he get that from?
Yeah, okay, interesting. So Sherry has a chain attached around her waist, cable ties very tightly around each wrist, and metal straps around her ankles. She's taken to the hospital and she's got bruises all over her body. She's got rashes on her skin as well, extremely deep burns. They look like they've been caused by like a cigarette or like a lighter that's been held to her skin for a long time. She had a really dark bruise on the side of her mouth and also across the bridge of her nose. But even worse than that, she had branded across her back the words Exodus.
Yeah, man. You see the photo of this branding on her back, and I couldn't quite make out the letters.
No.
But I think it was like because there was a bunch of scabbing on some of the letters, and it looked like maybe some of the scab had come off some of the others, but it was already starting to heal.
Yeah.
It was quite odd. It looked like they were done at different times, but the injuries to her were horrific. It looked like she'd suffered some of the worst torture we've seen or covered.
Definitely. Yeah. You can't even sort of describe it. Like bruised head to toe. It's all crazy. What is Exodus? Is it a Bible thing?
I don't really know.
Thought it was a
It must have some sort of Bible meaning, maybe.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was
didn't
a
look into it.
gnarly metal band.
Knock, knock. Hello. I'm Kyle Wallace with the Sheriff's Office. I'm the lead investigator. I've been on this since day one.
I want to see my husband. I want to see my husband. I don't know anyone. I haven't seen anyone that I know yet. No one can protect me. I just want my husband. No one found me, and I want my husband.
Keith walks over to give her a hug, and as he does so, he puts his hand across her back and he feels the scabs from the branding through her hospital gown.
Ew.
He takes a step back and he notices just the amount of injuries that she has.
Yeah, he said something interesting here too. He said that when he saw her for the first time, she gave him a look and he instantly thought she was lying.
Yeah, that was odd, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then he said when he saw all the horrific injuries on her, those thoughts were immediately erased. And like, I'm right there with him because I thought she was looking dodgy as hell as well. But there's no way that she could like have all these injuries like this and for all this to be made up. Look like she's been through hell.
Yeah, it's horrific, and she's all chained and everything.
Mm.
Yeah, she's, as we said before, she's covered in bruises head to toe. She's got the big burn on her forearm. All of her ribs were showing because she looks like she's been starved as well. And her face looks like it's been beaten and possibly a fractured nose. And a lot of the bruises and burns were on top of other bruises and scars. So it showed them that the torture was prolonged. Like, she'd been just gone through hell and back for 22 days straight. The police obviously want to talk to Sherry to find out more about these kidnappers, but she doesn't want to talk to them because she says that she doesn't trust law enforcement. But Keith wants to get to the bottom of it and catch these people. So he pushes a little bit harder until she finally starts talking.
Sort of reminds me of American Nightmare a little bit, where Denise didn't want to talk to the cops as well because, you know, she had been threatened. If you talk to the cops, I'm going to come after you, I'm going to come after your family. So this might have been a similar situation here. She doesn't want to talk to the cops.
Yeah,
because that
for
might
sure.
have been the threat.
Yep. She said a dark SUV pulled up next to her while she was running and had two Spanish-speaking women inside. And that's all she can really say at this time. She doesn't want to keep reliving it because it's still so fresh. So the police just leave it there for a couple of days. But 4 days later, she agrees to do another interview, but this time at her house as long as Keith is with her. She said it was just a typical day. She sent the kids off to daycare, came home, and then texted Keith to see if he wanted to come home on his lunch break to have sex. Yep, just a typical day so far. Typical.
Sex and bologna sandwiches.
Yep, pretty standard Wednesday. She got ready to go out for a run, and she put her running playlist on, which... It was one Michael Bublé song on repeat the whole time because it was their wedding song. As if you can have one song on repeat while you go for a run. And I'm sure it's not fucking The Boob. Surely.
The boob. That'd be torture for me. It's like, brand me all you want, but please, no more boob.
Have you got any Exodus? I heard they're a cool metal band.
Yeah. Can you tell me one fucking Michael Bublé song?
No, I couldn't. I know he does some
either.
Christmas song.
You passed
song
the
or
test.
something
Well
like
done.
Yeah. So Sherry said she heard the SUV pull up next to her. She removed her headphones so she could hear what they were trying to say. One of the women jumped out of the car with the gun pointed right at Sherry. She remembers putting her phone on the ground and then pulling out some of her hair to put with it. I originally thought the hair must have been left there because it maybe tangled up with the headphones during a scuffle, but it sounds like she did it on purpose, like maybe to leave evidence that she was abducted from that spot, but she was able to put her phone down there. So surely that's evidence enough that she was abducted from there.
Yeah, that was my thought process too. That'd be evidence enough, but like she was pretty smart to rip her hair out. I sort of don't mind that thought process, but that's also very, very quick thinking from her.
Yeah, and time consuming as well.
Like time consuming, it's quick thinking when there's a woman there with a gun pointed at you don't know or what's going on. It's not going to be my first thought. It's weird.
No. Anyway, she's thrown into the car and made to lay down on the floor of the back seat, and it speeds away. A pillowcase is put over her head so she can't see anything, but she could hear that they're playing mariachi music. Because nothing screams Spanish kidnappers like mariachi music.
We listen to mariachi music. Terrible.
We are so good at accents. It's ridiculous.
SUV. Was it dark colored SUV?
Dark colored SUV. And there's just one person?
Two.
Two?
2 women.
2 women today. This
Just
morning?
one today.
Just one today.
Just one. The younger one. There's an older one and the younger one.
Older one and the younger.
They were Hispanic. They spoke Spanish a lot. I don't.
Got it. Okay. So,
Jesus. If I don't struggle, then I could go home. If we don't struggle, I could go home. Something happened, something went wrong, something happened, something went wrong. And he said if I don't struggle, I can go home. I just want to go home. I want to go home. I just want to go home.
Sherry's having a lot of trouble remembering the whole kidnapping. So it's actually recommended by her therapist that she writes a book, and hopefully that'll help the memories come back. She recalls the 2 women that kidnapped her and held her captive. One was taller and older, and the other one was younger and shorter, but more muscular.
Yeah, this book idea was interesting, wasn't it? And the book she titled, I think it was titled 22 Days.
Yeah.
And really weird, she names the 2 women captors Smegma and Taint.
Smegma.
Smegma. I did a bit of Googling because I sort of had a fair idea what smegma and taint was, but I want to hear the Google definition of it. So smegma is a natural, harmless, and cheesy-looking substance made of dead skin cells, skin oils, and moisture. It accumulates in the folds of the genitals.
What the fuck?
And the term taint is slang for the perineum, which is the area of skin between the anus and the genitals. This informal usage stems from the humorous phrase, "It taint the balls and it taint the anus."
Is that true?
That's true.
Did you read that from somewhere?
I read that from Google. And
I
how
can't
I
believe
laughed.
She named them smegma and taint with those meanings in her book.
Yeah. It taint the balls and it taint the anus.
She could have gone with any name.
Yeah.
Any name.
Any name would have
She
done.
chose those.
What 2 names would you go for?
Oh, fucking not those. No.
Oh, God.
So she was actually eventually able to give a description of smegma and taint for the sketch artist.
There are new developments in last year's mysterious disappearance of California mom Sherry Papini.
Today, the sheriff's office releasing new sketches of the 2 Hispanic
One of her
women.
abductors was a
Sherry
woman with
Papini
long
says
curly hair, pierced ears, and thin eyebrows, between 20 to 30 years old. She said the other woman had straight black hair with some gray and thick eyebrows, between 40 to 50 years old.
Sherry said the older one was relentless with her violence and refused to let Sherry eat or shower, and was the one that even cut Sherry's hair short. And I've got to say, for the people that haven't watched the doco yet, don't get me wrong, they don't shave her head. They just give her a stylish bob, like a shoulder-length bob.
It's like she went into the hairdresser, just give me the Karen.
100%. They did a pretty good job.
Yeah, they did. It's a bit crooked. Can you fix that up?
A smegma. Get your shit together, mate.
And sort out that smell.
Yeah, so the older one seemed to be the one that got off on the torture, and the younger one and smaller one, I think she said, she didn't really like hurting Sherry. She appeared to be the one handing the older one torture instruments, though, so she was definitely involved still.
Yeah.
With the Exodus branding on her back, it was done in a one long torture session where each letter would be burnt into her skin. Sherry screamed in pain, but right after it was done, she told them that she truly believes that the police are going to find her and rescue her. The kidnappers just laugh at her and they say, your buyer is a police officer. No one is coming for you.
That's horrific. That word, buyer?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So this is obviously why she didn't want to talk to the cops initially.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense now.
So inside the room where she was held, she described the layout in detail, including very specific and a unique wardrobe design, where there was a full threaded rod that ran vertically in the middle to help support the shelves. And that's what she was essentially attached to.
We're going to have to try that method. Next time we do a cupboard, a wardrobe, do this thread method and then chain someone up to
do the
it.
smegma theory.
Yeah. My new favorite word.
My prison. I can still remember the musty smell. The odor from the mattress. The feel of the carpet and every spot on the floor that creaked. There was one window with 3 boards fastened to the wall. There was a small plastic garbage can I used as a latrine. My cable ran into the closet and was attached to the metal pole with a single loop. The loop on the opposite end was attached to the thick metal chain around my waist. The closet was oddly equipped.
The night before the kidnappers released her, Sherry heard them arguing and screaming at each other in and out of Spanish. She overheard the young one saying that Sherry needed medicine, and then a gunshot. The younger kidnapper scrambled into the room, she grabbed Sherry and put her in the car. They sped away from the house until they got close to a freeway before stopping and then telling Sherry to get out, which is when she ran for help, and then we heard the 911 call from the top of the episode. 22 days of torture and being held captive and then released. Boop. Just like that.
Yeah, and we know that can happen as well. And I'll refer to American Nightmare again, where Denise's captor just let her go. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, he was an very odd kidnapper.
Yeah, but I just this bit here where you've got 2 kidnappers who are laughing, saying we've got a buyer, and it's the police aren't going to help you, and they're both getting off on the torture. But then for one to, we assume, has shot the other one and just let her go. For what reason? And asking, she needs medicine. Why is all of a sudden she been friendly?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know what's going on. I need answers.
Yeah. Still a lot of unanswered questions.
Yes.
So now that Sherry is home, they're still living in complete fear that these kidnappers might come back for her or even one of her children. They had all the windows in the house completely covered up with blankets, and Sherry, she couldn't be in the dark. Like, they had to sleep with the lights on almost every night, and she'd wake up with audible screams from her nightmares. She had told the kids that if a stranger or unfamiliar car goes past the house, to quickly run inside and shut the doors, which I didn't like that. Like, I didn't like that she was involving the kids so much in her fears and traumas.
Yeah,
like, I get it, but
yeah,
try and hide it a little bit, try and sort of protect them. They'd be fucking scared out of their minds.
I hated that too. Shelter them. They don't need to hear this.
Yeah.
Obviously she's had something horrific happen to her and she needs a family around her. But yeah, like I said, shelter them from that. They don't need to be scared.
Yeah.
Poor things.
A little later in the doco, there's a home video of Sherry trying some hot sauce, which is just a fun little home video. But she starts coughing because of the heat, and her son breaks down in tears, hugging her, saying he's scared for mummy. Like, it's obviously it's traumatizing them too,
I just found him annoying.
Did you? Oh, I was like, oh, poor kid.
Grow up here, you little sook.
You asshole.
I couldn't help it. Kids are so annoying, man. Unless you're your own kids. Don't like your kids. Your kids are fine because they're older.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
She was going through therapy, as you would, but she struggled a lot in those sessions, and she'd just crawl up into a ball and start screaming. She refused to eat black beans because that's all the kidnappers allowed her to eat, just cold black beans from the can. She also couldn't be around anything or anyone Hispanic because it would remind her of her kidnappers and just set off her triggers, or, which I found strange, or even people with dark curly hair.
Okay. Now she's just sounding racist. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This has gone beyond PTSD.
So other triggers that set off her panic attacks would be shutting the doors loudly, locked doors, driving by herself, going past the letterboxes where she was kidnapped, or just any loud noises in general. Even with her meals, she would only allow her husband Keith or her sister to prepare and cook the meals for her, and it had to be done in front of her so she knows it wasn't tampered with. This would probably be a good time for her to throw in any annoyances that she had with Keith. Just, yep, snoring, biting nails, breathing too loudly, triggers.
This isn't PTSD. This is sounding like she's going through perimenopause.
Add it to the triggers list.
Yeah. Can you stop breathing so fucking loud? Stop existing. Anyway.
After a little while had passed and Sherry was working through her trauma, she wanted to invite a few friends over to the house and have them each tell her how they found out she was alive and how they felt in that moment.
Oh man, Hannah, I found this so weird.
Tell
me
weird.
how you felt when you found out I was alive. It's almost like wanting to be at your own funeral so you can hear all the nice things people are saying about you. I found that so strange.
So strange. So one couple in particular, they actually had a camera set up because the husband was practicing his golf swing when they heard the news, and they just couldn't believe it.
Oh, I love this so much, seeing this guy practicing his chipping with his camera set up in his garage. It's such a middle-aged man thing to do. Oh, good form, man.
She wanted to play that in front of everybody so that they could kind of see what we saw from them, and it was just very emotional in the room. Sherry got to explain to everybody that she was drugged and that's why she doesn't remember everything. You had people saying, I did this, I did that. And you could see how she was like, wow, like you did all this for me. It was nice to have everyone together, but the reason they were together, the whole thing was awkward. It's very hard to explain, but it just didn't seem right.
Police are investigating all angles here, trying to find out more about Sherry and Keith's relationship. As we mentioned earlier, Keith was super controlling and he didn't like that Sherry got attention from men when they were out, so he banned her from having a Facebook page and would even turn up at work conferences to surprise her, but it's obviously that he was just fucking checking up on her.
Absolutely. We know he was right to be suspicious of her. She was literally organising a hookup just before she went missing. So it sounds like these are the main issues. Like, there's a lot of trust issues within these two. And I don't blame Keith, but he sounds so controlling, like banning her from having a Facebook page.
Yeah.
I still don't like Keith, even though he's been cleared.
Yeah. There are also multiple accounts from her friends and family that their relationship had turned physically violent at times from both sides. Apparently, a lot of the altercations were due to Keith confronting Sherry about talking to other guys online and flirting so much. But it also seems that Sherry has a history of lying and adding a bit of mustard to her stories. When her and Keith first met, she told him that she was already married to a guy in the military, but it was only a fake marriage so he could earn more money from the military and she would get his benefits. Because apparently she needed heart surgery. But there's no evidence that she actually needed or got heart surgery at all. So just another bullshit sort of look at me story.
Yeah, she's stinking like smegma.
She also had these two scars on her back, and it kind of looked like if she had sort of wings and they'd been cut off. So that's the sort of the spot that would be.
Yeah.
She told Keith that her ex-boyfriend James stabbed her in the back with 2 knives at the same time.
Yeah.
Very common in attacks. She told her friend that the scars were from her dad holding her down and cutting her with an X-Acto knife. But then she later admitted to the same friend that she'd just cut herself to create the scars.
What a weird spot to cut yourself.
Yeah, you could
I have a
just
hard time scratching the middle of my back, let alone doing 2 even cuts like she had. You see that picture and they're pretty much the same size, about the same distance apart. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it.
No.
Meanwhile, the internet sleuths aren't really buying what the Paninis are selling, and they think the whole thing is staged or a hoax for media attention. There are polls being put up online if people think the story's bullshit or not, and there's hundreds of comments saying the same thing. one local blogger in particular, Tim Scarborough, finds it very, very suspicious. He said the area that Sherry was abducted is in very plain view of 5 houses. So the attacker must have been very, very ballsy. And there's also no drag marks or even tie marks on the ground from the photos.
Well, why would there be drag marks? Like, she had a gun pulled on her. She's not getting dragged into the car. You know, and to an outsider looking at it, mightn't look like anything. Someone just got into someone's car. So,
yeah, true.
These fucking armchair detectives.
Yeah, fuck off, Tim, whatever your name was.
Do you reckon that the cops hate these armchair detectives?
Oh, for sure.
You know, it's just some bloke sitting on his couch in his trackies. You reckon he's cracked some sort of FBI investigation with Dorito crumbs on his shirt and
yeah, it's the same as people sitting on their couch criticizing athletes.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have run that way. Oh,
what a loser.
I could have hit that back.
Yeah. Yeah, but in this case, these armchair detectives are actually pretty useful to the police because someone had found an old blog posting that Sherry had made on it was like a racial hate website. Was it like a neo-Nazi type?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Hail Hitler type of shit. There was this website where she expressed her hate for Latinos. And the cops quizzed her on this and she just denied it. No, that wasn't me. But on the post, there's a fucking photo of her.
Yeah.
And this was done many years ago, but I just found it interesting that she's done this post and she's also blaming Latinos for this kidnapping.
Yes. Yeah. She's already sort of got I'd blame them if I was going to blame anybody, sort of a bit of hatred towards them.
Yeah. I mean, and then calling them smegma and taint. You know, just stick it in a little bit more to the poor Latino community.
Just to really rub salt in the gooch.
Yeah.
Thankfully, though, they had discovered DNA on both her socks and her shackles. And a few years after the kidnapping, they managed to get a familial hit on the DNA and were able to work out who that particular DNA belonged to. The police investigate them and they get an address. They go to the house, have a look around, and immediately notice that the layout is exactly how Sherry described the kidnapper's house. Even down to the furniture replacement, the coffee table that she was forced to be on washes being branded, and most importantly, the unique wardrobe design was identical to how she described it and sketched it up. So the FBI quickly gets Sherry and Keith down to the station to let them know their findings. They go through all of it with him, and Keith is literally punching the air saying, yes, we've fucking finally got them. Let's go, let's roll. But Sherry, she's a bit taken back and she's nitpicking a few things, saying, oh, it's similar, but it's not quite right.
Same. Yeah, this 1 in a million wardrobe, the DNA was linked to this house. No, I don't think that's it.
The cops are so sure they've got the right house and people because they've even managed to find a witness that saw Sherry there at the time of the kidnapping. The police have managed to narrow down their evidence and their findings to a specific house where she was held captive, a specific car that she was abducted in, and a specific person that held her captive. But the only problem is, the car wasn't a dark SUV like she said, and the house where she was held captive didn't belong to 2 Hispanic women, and the DNA match was to a male. The detectives asked Sherry whether she'd like Keith to stay in for this next part or step out. Sherry, she's just sitting there stunned. Oh, the blood has just rushed from her face, and you can see her heart fucking pounding through her chest.
Yeah.
She slowly turns to Keith and she says, what are you going to do? And Keith is like, well, fucking, of course I want to stay. Like, I want to find out what's going on. The detective takes this opportunity to step out of the room for a minute to let them be alone. Sherry leans into Keith and says quietly, I don't want them to find her. She's the one that saved my life. I don't want them to arrest her.
Yeah, Keith is so confused by this, isn't he? It's just by what she is saying, he immediately knows something is up. She's not making any sense.
Yeah, that's right.
And the detectives know this as well.
Yeah, they're very smart
watching. They're watching from the outside going, oh, fuck.
Yeah. The detectives come back in and they tell her to stop with the bullshit. They have the DNA. And the DNA came back to one specific person, James Reese, her ex-boyfriend.
The NHL star, yes.
MVP of the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
She breaks down and she keeps saying there's no way James is behind it because he loves her. But they don't need any more of her bullshit because they, of course, already spoken to James about exactly what happened over those 22 days.
What did she have planned out?
She sent me a care package, and it had the directions in it. She was trying to get away from her husband, and I don't know their deal.
Okay.
You know, I didn't get deep into that because there's always two sides to every story.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Your husband beats you. Your husband raped you. But that was just a friend calling me, and I'm like, well, I'm.
So then what happened next?
You know, I went and got her.
In what car?
A rental car. It's like a Challenger.
Did you even get out of the car?
No.
So you unlock the door, she gets in.
Yeah.
Front seat, back seat?
Back seat.
You're saying absolutely it was just you and her in the car. There were no females involved.
I don't know any Mexican girls. I mean, there's no way, man. Yeah, I mean, I drive back.
Come back to where?
Here. She asked me if there's a way to seal the window up, and I was like, yeah, good.
Who put the boards up?
I did. I just screwed him in there for her.
So during that 22 days, she has some significant injuries.
With all the bruises and injuries on Sherry, he said that she asked him to hit ice hockey pucks off her and slam her against the wall with the ice hockey stick as if you'd do in a game. He said he worked about 8 to 10 hours a day where she'd just be at home chilling and inflict more injuries on herself. He said she didn't starve herself, but she minimized her food intake to make herself look gaunt. They ended up purchasing a wood-burning tool together, and he branded the word Exodus in her back on her request.
It's an interesting choice of word. You mentioned it before. What does it actually mean? And I think knowing what we know now, it's like a way out. She's escaping something in her life, like her marriage, her kids. I just feel like there's symbolism behind the choice of words here.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Exodus. I don't know. I could be reading into it.
Too deep.
Yeah. Maybe it is too deep. I am very deep.
You are. We get that comment a lot. You guys are so deep. Oh my God. Like just...
We're so deep and we like it deep. Okay, grow up.
After 22 days on Thanksgiving Day, Sherry told him that she wanted to go home and asked him to drop her off. She asked James to go get her cable ties, a chain, and a padlock, which he does. He said he was really bummed out that she wanted to leave. I think he thought they were going to get back together or something. But apparently she'd already made up her mind to go back to her kids, and these things that she wanted done were all just things that she needed for her story to explain why she just up and left all of a sudden and then suddenly returned.
He didn't even question all this torture, though.
No.
He just went along with it. This guy
odd.
has some serious issues. I know she does as well, but I'm assuming sex was involved here as well.
You'd have to assume that. Yeah, she claims it wasn't, but I call bullshit.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on as well. Like, what? I'm trying to picture this conversation they would have had together. Okay, I'm leaving my husband. I'm going to fake my disappearance because this is all over the news. He would have seen it, so he must know what's going on. I want you to torture me. I want you to inflict injuries on me. For what purpose? Or what is he thinking? What's going to happen? She's not running off for this happily ever after with him. This must have been her plan all along, just for attention.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I just don't know his part. Like, why would he smash hockey pucks into her?
Especially when he wasn't any good at hockey.
Yeah,
he probably kept missing her. She's like getting frustrated with him. And he just resorted to bashing her up against the wall. Oh, God. Where were we? We got sidetracked.
Oh, there we go. So apparently they drove to the area of the freeway where she told him to. He stopped the car and she just jumped out without even saying goodbye. He said he's a bit shocked, but he just turned around and drove home.
She didn't even say goodbye.
It's a real fucking... I don't know if he's a real simpleton or just a fucking oddball. I can't put my finger on him.
I think he's an oddball. Or a bit of both. Yeah.
So the police put all this to Sherry in the interrogation room right in front of Keith.
You've told us so many truths in this situation. The reason why you can describe the room is because you stayed in the room in the dark for hours, for days on end. The reason why you lost so much weight is because you stopped eating. The reason why you got a rash on your arm was because you cleaned his house. The reason why the brand is because he went to the store, bought the branding tools, and branded you. The reason why your nose was broke is because of a hockey stick. I know all of those things, and I know there was no sex. I know all of that because he passed a polygraph test. That said, it's not an abduction. She asked me to come get her.
No.
I rented a car.
No.
I drove up and picked her up. He passed the polygraph test, Sherry.
If that's not what happened, what did happen, Sherry?
I don't know.
Keith is so fucking angry and confused during this. You can see him rocking back and forth and fidgeting again. And then he moves his chair further away from Sherry before asking one of the detectives if he can speak to him outside for a minute. But I think it was just a bit of an excuse to get away from her.
Yeah.
The detectives continued to grill Sherry on why she did all this and provided her with statements that James had made.
James said you had your jaw broken by him, and that's why he came and got you, because you were in an abusive relationship.
Not my husband.
So, were you in an abusive relationship with him? Have you told other people in your life that Keith has abused you in the past when that wasn't true? Or there was an incident at a party that you got hurt playing, like, I don't know, Wii or Pictionary or something, and then you told other friends that Keith hurt you? When there was witnesses at the party that said that you got hurt during a party. But then you go tell James that you were being hurt, you were being abused, and you couldn't come forward because Keith has friends in law enforcement. If all of is that true?
But old Sherry only knows one way, and that's to double down on her lies about the Hispanic women. They're real, I tells you. They're real.
It was the dirty Latinos.
I can still hear the mariachi music. And then she tells him she's not going to say another word without her lawyer. Smartest thing she's done all day.
All day.
They allow her to leave, and Keith is shocked that she's not being arrested.
Shooketh.
She shooketh, yes. He tells her that he can't be around her, and she needs to grab what she needs from the house and just go somewhere else. He's waiting on the phone call from the police or like even a big media announcement, but nothing comes. Meanwhile, Sherry's taken this time to bombard him with texts, telling him that she loves him and he needs to wake up because they're all against her and trying to set her up. He thinks, well, I've only heard Sherry's side of the story and a story from some James Reese guy, and I don't want to risk Sherry's story being true, and I've just thrown her out in the cold. So he ends up taking her back.
Yeah. Can you blame him, though? You'd want absolute proof either way before walking away.
Yeah, because at this stage, he's like, well, she hasn't been arrested, and there's no media thing. It's just her word against some other dude that used to abuse her when, like 10, 15 years ago.
It'd be hard to believe it, though, wouldn't it? Based on what she said, and now this other thing's coming out. So if it was true that he was doing these horrible things and kidnapped her, it's like, well, she would have said that.
Yeah. So, as you said, the police don't have any stone-cold evidence that proves Sherry was a willing participant in all of this. All of the items were apparently purchased with cash and all disposed of afterwards. And Sherry and James have not been in contact since he dropped her off that night. So they're having a bit of a hard time trying to disprove that it was just James behind the whole actual kidnapping. But after more digging from an FBI agent, they discovered that on Sherry's social media, she had a secret Pinterest board and she had images of different branding tools. They confirmed James's story about hiring the car to pick up Sherry with the receipts and times. But the real piece of evidence that they were able to uncover were the burner phones. They were able to discover a call log between them, and they were in communication with each other the day of Sherry's disappearance. And they were able to track the phone from the pings of the cell phone towers, going from Redding, where Sherry lived, all the way to James's house in Southern California. So now, on March the 3rd, 2022, 5.5 years after the supposed kidnapping, and 19 months after the FBI confronted her with all of her lies in the interrogation room, Sherry Papini was arrested by the FBI.
Breaking news, a Shasta County woman who disappeared 5 years ago was just arrested, accused of making the entire story up.
39-year-old Redding woman lied about being kidnapped at gunpoint by two Hispanic women.
With a former boyfriend in Orange County.
And harmed herself to support her false statements.
Sherry was charged with making false statements to law enforcement, mail fraud because she had claimed $30,000 in victim compensation, as well as funding therapy sessions and wasting police's resources looking for these made-up Hispanic women. If found guilty, she was facing 20 years in prison.
Oh, I really hated hearing about the $30,000 in victim compensation. That's $30,000 she's taken and resources away from legitimate victims that actually need it. I hate that. I really hate that.
5 days later, she's released on bond and she's swarmed by the media, as you can imagine. This kidnapping story is all over national news. Even kidnapping survivor Elizabeth Smart spoke in a media interview about her support for Sherry. And now it's just come out that it's all lies and people just go fucking berserk. Sherry's staying at her aunt's house and invites Keith over to talk to him for the first time since she's been arrested. He gets there and she runs to him, jumping on him, and then she takes all of her clothes off, so she's just standing there completely nude, and then she starts clawing at his clothes to try and have sex. And Keith is like, are you fucking for real? Have you just read the 55-page police report and you want to have sex? You are fucking mental.
That's also some impressive willpower from Keith there. I think you would fold quicker than a camping chair. But then get post-nut clarity afterwards. She did it.
Post-nut clarity?
She definitely did it. It all makes sense now.
Sherry tells Keith that she's going to take a plea deal and she'll only get about 6 months house arrest. And who cares, because she's been staying home this whole time anyway. Keith realised that if she was happy to take this plea deal, she must have been behind this. This whole kidnapping was just a hoax.
Penny's finally dropped, old Keithy.
Finally.
A turnabout in the case of Sherry Papini. She now admits that she faked her kidnapping and she will plead guilty in court.
Sherry admits that she set the whole thing up and asked James to pick her up that day. She had organised burner phones for each of them and admits that she was watching all of the news coverage of her family and friends searching for her over the 22 days. She pleaded guilty and accepted a plea deal, and was handed down a sentence of 18 months in prison and ordered to pay $309,000 in restitution. Everyone around her, including the police, knew where she left from and where she went, but never found out why she did it. Keith actually found a few of Sherry's books in the house. One was the Elizabeth Smart book about her kidnapping and ordeal, and another one was Gone Girl, which we spoke about in the American Nightmare episode. And there's also a few other books about missing women in the area. Keith kind of feels like she might have got these ideas or inspiration from these books, and it possibly fueled her already maybe fucked up thoughts and her obsession with lying and attention. It kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, it wouldn't have helped.
Yeah.
Especially an attention whore like her.
There's also really another fucked up bit in this where Keith was putting the kids to bed one night. This is while Sherry was in prison. Keith winced in pain because of maybe I think it was a sore shoulder as he was getting up off the bed. And his young daughter says to him, "If you're sick, Dad, just do Mum's trick." And then goes to the bathroom, gets a wad of paper towels, pours rubbing alcohol all over it, and says, "Mummy tells us to breathe this in when we're feeling sick." Yuck. Bitch. I hate her even more.
Yeah.
It also came out that Sherry would soak rags in alcohol, put them in a bag, and tie them around the kids' necks for them to continuously breathe in the fumes so they would feel sick and should have to take them to the doctors.
Oh, man. That might actually be the darkest part of this whole documentary, just there.
I think so for me too.
Yeah, that attention we're talking about before, and then this, what is it?
Munchausen?
Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah.
These kids are lucky.
Yeah. Yeah.
They weren't hurt.
Yeah. What a fucking bitch. But unfortunately, Sherry is not going to be locked up safely behind bars forever.
Breaking news, Sherry Papini, the Shasta County mother convicted of faking her own kidnapping, is now out of prison early. She is now in a halfway house in Sacramento ahead of her projected release date. That's about 6 months earlier than expected.
Sherry Papini saying in a statement, "I am deeply ashamed of myself for my behavior. I will work the rest of my life to make amends for what I have done."
Keith was obviously awarded full custody of the kids, with Sherry being restricted to professional supervised visits, 1 hour per month. That's even too much.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. And the weird thing is, like, even after everything came out, we still really never got a satisfying answer.
Yeah.
You know,
no.
was this for attention? Was she trying to escape the marriage? Was it just mental illness? And it's
Yeah.
like, it almost feels like less of a kidnapping story, more like a story about someone who's been creating different versions of a different reality for years until one just finally got out of control, because she's been talking shit for a long time with friends.
Yeah.
You know, and the more I watched this, the more I wondered whether she had told so many lies to so many different people that she started to believe some of those lies about Keith being abusive, because we're only hearing about these things through her.
Yeah.
And we were judging him earlier based on those things that she was saying. So
Yeah,
who knows?
yeah.
Maybe he wasn't controlling it all.
Yeah,
But, I
true.
mean, that's the thing. This wasn't just one bad decision that she made. It's like, we're talking about burner phones and branding tools and injuries and all these different stories.
so extreme.
This took weeks of planning
Mm.
for her to pull this off. And that's what blows my mind. It was just for no reason.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone talks about the wasted police resources, but I actually feel probably the most sorry for the kids. So we talked about them earlier, like, because they didn't choose any of this, and she just dragged them into it. You know, being the mum, they can only see mum like an hour a month. Fucking hell. Hey, if the DNA never existed, do you reckon anyone would have uncovered the truth here?
Who knows? Surely this James guy would have mentioned something at some
Do you
stage.
think, though? Because a long time had passed. He was disappointed that she had left, and he probably felt heartbroken. But the FBI don't uncover that information till 19 months, I think he said, after she was released. And then it's another, 3.5 years until she's finally arrested. That's
True,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
fucking
man,
crazy story. So
yeah,
unbelievable.
it is a crazy story.
What do you think of the doco anyway?
It was okay. I mean, it was good. I loved the story, and I didn't see it going where it went. As far as how it was made, I thought it was a bit unusual. There was a section of the documentary where she's reading out the book, but it was all this psychedelic stuff going on. I found it really
that was
off-putting,
odd.
and I couldn't quite understand what she was saying. It was noisy, and that style, it didn't match the rest of the documentary, so I didn't really understand why they did that.
Yeah.
But I'm not being too picky. It was too long.
Far too long. Far too long. Yeah.
It was 3-parter. Was it an hour each episode?
Yeah.
And we joked earlier about being mad if you just found out at the end of the documentary was just some wife cheating on her husband. That was pretty much it in a nutshell. The only thing that makes this so interesting is the injuries.
Yeah, the extent that she went to for this hoax. Yeah.
The branding. For one. It's like, why? Why did she go through those extremes?
Now she's going to have those scars for the rest of her life as a reminder of you're a fucking liar.
So, you know my thoughts on it, but overall, you liked it?
Yeah, I mean, I really like the story. It's one that sticks to you. It's just unbelievable. As you said, the doco was too long. And it was strange in parts.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Well, what do we have next week, mate?
So for you that are watching this, you're probably thinking, what the hell just happened and where did Chris go? Well, don't worry, I've got the next best thing, and probably, maybe even arguably better. Blow up, bitch, Chris. So Chris had just asked me what we were doing next week, and in the original recording, I had said the Idaho murders. And as of today, there are 4 separate documentaries on this case, and we had picked the Peacock one to do. Well, 2 days later, and after Chris had painstakingly already spent 4 hours researching, writing, and interviewing witnesses, Netflix announced the release of the Idaho Murders College Nightmare. Now, this has been directed by Skye Borgman, who has directed some of the best true crime docos in recent years. Unknown Number, Abducted in Plain Sight, Girl in the Picture, and a bunch of others. So despite having to scramble and change our schedule, it was worth it to wait for this to come out in a couple of weeks.
So what are we watching next week?
Well, next week we are diving into the investigation of Lucy Letby, and you can catch this one on Netflix.
Can you come in, okay?
We need to speak to you. I'm arresting you on suspicion of murder and attempted murder.
Detectives took a female into custody on suspicion of murdering 8 babies.
And the attempted murder of 6 others.
Don't look, let's go in.
Introduce yourself, please.
Lucy Lappy.
It's a once-in-a-generation type case. Babies kept dying. This nurse had a central role. We needed to arrest her.
We interviewed her over numerous hours. We'd uncovered some concerning pieces of evidence.
He wrote a note saying I killed them on purpose. No comment.
Lucy Letby has been found guilty of murdering 7 newborn children.
Did this unassuming nurse really kill babies in her care?
The only person who knows truly why is Lucy Letby herself.
But when you delve deeper, things were not so straightforward.
I felt like I'd only ever done my best for those babies.
There was no motive. None.
This is probably the most evil
Serial killer. We don't think she killed those babies.
I don't think she's done it.
There was misdiagnosis. A young woman could die in prison for the wrong reason.
I don't think there was a miscarriage of justice, but no one actually saw her do it.
Someone intentionally harmed these babies.
This evidence was pointing towards Lucy Letby.
There was a poisoner on the ward.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It was all just spiraling out of control.
Righto, that's enough of us talking shit for 1 week. If you have enjoyed the episode, hit us with a 5-star rating. If you didn't enjoy, just keep it to yourself, please. Seriously though, ratings and reviews make a huge difference and help Spotify and Apple actually show the podcast to other people. And if you have a mate who's into true crime, flick them the episode too. We'd really appreciate it. We've also set up a voicemail account too, so if you do want to send us a voicemail, we'll play it on the show. But that's all we've got for today, so until next time, Chris, try not to murder anyone.
All right, mate. Love ya.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Ouch. This knee is killing me, but I can't stop training. The marathon is in 2 weeks.
Let's get on ZocDoc and find a doctor to take a look at that for you.
Okay.
Here's a review. Dr. Craddock really takes his time.
No, I don't have time.
What about Dr. Charles? His patients say he can help find a quick fix, and he's in network.
Great, now we're talking. Book it.
Booked. 1 mile down, 19 to go.
Bring it on.
You've got options. Download the ZocDoc app today.